1 year ago, the United States Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The landmark ruling had protected the right for women to access abortion since 1973. Sky News Washington correspondent Annalise Nielsen takes a look back at how the ruling has changed America and will shape the next presidential election.
On a June afternoon in 2022, the Supreme Court handed down a decision that will come to define a generation. The right to an abortion was no longer constitutionally protected.
What do we want? Abortion rights! When do we want it? Now!
The draft decision was controversially leaked before it was handed down, but the shock that day was still apparent, not least among those who fought for decades to see it happen.
This is amazing!
Former President Donald Trump delivered on his promise to stack the Supreme Court with conservative appointments.
Well, I did something that nobody thought was possible. I got rid of Roe v. Wade.
It meant the power went back to state governments to decide their own laws. 1 year on, 14 US states have banned abortions entirely. Another 8 states have had attempted bans, but been blocked by their state-level courts. Georgia has enacted a 6-week ban, while Nebraska has limited abortions after 12 weeks. And 4 more states have bans between 15 to 20 weeks pregnancy.
The best guess that we have is about 200,000 children were born this year that would not have been born. That's 200,000 kids.
Some abortion providers like Dr. Alan Braid were forced to move states. Dr. Braid used to work out of Texas, but now splits his time between New Mexico and Illinois.
You know, I don't think I ever really thought about quitting. I wouldn't call it retirement. It would have been quitting, and I wasn't ready to quit. Had we been able to continue seeing patients in San Antonio or Tulsa. So when that was not an option, I still wasn't ready to quit. So here I am.
It's estimated 22 million American women, that's roughly 1 in 3 women of reproductive age, now no longer have access to abortions. Patients like this 19-year-old woman from Texas we've chosen not to identify, who flew to see Dr. Braid.
I have an almost 3-year-old and a 9-month-old. So, it would just be way too much. I wouldn't be able to handle it. I work, I have 2 kids, my spouse works. We have to keep up with bills and diapers, and this 3rd baby just wouldn't have been okay.
When voters started casting ballots in state elections, pro-choice measures have won in unlikely places, from a decisive win on a ballot measure in Kansas to a disastrous result for Republicans at the midterms.
As a Republican, a conservative, constitutional conservative who's pro-life, I saw what happened after Roe v. Wade because I represent a very purple district, as purple as this dress, and I saw the sentiment change dramatically. And as Republicans, we need to read the room on this issue.
Democrats are already campaigning on abortion for 2024.
The Dobbs decision was devastating, and Joe is doing everything he can do to fight back.
These so-called leaders would say to that same person, and the next decision you make about your body is not yours either. That's immoral. That's immoral.
Some are calling for Congress to act.
Because ultimately, this is an issue that will be resolved by federal legislation that codifies, which means puts into law, the protections of Roe.
But I will introduce legislation soon, creating a national minimum standard of 15 weeks. At 15 weeks, a baby can feel pain.
Democrats are ready to make this a major campaign issue for the presidential election in 2024.
It's an honor to stand with my colleagues here today to say loud and clear, Democrats will never, never stop fighting to protect a woman's right to choose.
Abortion is still one of the most deeply divisive issues in America, while suburban women are one of the most influential demographics that vote in key swing states. So it's not an issue any serious contender for president can ignore in 2024. Annalise Nielsen, Sky News, Washington, DC.